Oh, dice.
Good evening and welcome to Damage Does D&D. As you probably heard, James doesn't have his dice, despite
I
us
do now.
asking whether he had dice or not. He said nothing, but now the trials and tribulations of D&D with Damaged. Somebody's always doing something wrong. Anyway, to get back to the matters in hand, it's Tuesday, therefore it is the Elusive Tide. We are pirates. We are having a lovely time chilling out on some sun-washed beach somewhere. Or, possibly not. Pirate Master?
So, last we left off, you had been hunting down the leader of the Blue Blades, a tiefling man by the name of Kai Shun, who the Captain Zarut seemed to have a history with. In part of your explorations, you found what had been a smuggler's dock had been turned into a shipyard on the island of Menzenor. And with further investigations, you found a lumber camp and further then a mine. Investigating this mine, you found it to be a sulfur mine. Lots of these large, radiant yellow crystals that some of which made you feel incredibly ill and sickly to go near. Others were a lot more volatile and explosive upon contact. All throughout, you were finding notes, letters, and references to one Ingrid Diamond Braid, another of Zarut's old fellows, a Dwagar wizard, it would seem, who you found at the very deepest part of the mine, an area that had been renamed to be a test chamber, and interrupted a ritual that seemed to summon a massive sulfur elemental that began to, attack. You all split, and we pick up in the middle of the fight. For reference, Klein, you are currently on top of the sulfur elemental, but you are stunned from the end of your haste, from the haste being ended from quarantine. Science Rhino is beating up a couple of the Dwagar guards over on the right. Meanwhile, Bridgekin is being a bridge to allow the rest of the crew to cross to try and get Ingrid. Aldris, you were initially, I think, stunned from the haste as well as another thing, but you've cleared that, but you're now in a glass case of emotion, well, force case of emotion. And Ingrid seems to be behind this wall of force that is protecting her currently. So, unless anyone has any questions, we're going to pick right back up into the fight.
Doesn't seem like that.
So, yeah, cool. No questions. So, Zarut, you're up with Klein preparing.
Okay. The little cliff bits, they're just about 5 feet. They're easy enough to jump down, aren't they?
Yeah, they're easy enough to jump down. Climbing up, maybe a bit trickier.
I'm gonna go 5 feet there, and then begin to move in that direction, so I can get over to
Checking,
there.
you guys can see the big red circles, areas where rock and rubble seem to be falling from the ceiling.
Then I'm going to again. I assume those are stairs that I can just move up.
Yep, those are stairs you can move up.
Okay, so I'm going to action dash to move further up, and just be eyeballing Ingrid a little bit, and I'm just going to lower one hand and raise the other as Tentacles disappears over there, and I'm going to use a second use of it to summon it a second time.
She'd been walking rather nonchalantly, thinking she had everything in hand.
Yeah, I just double checked. It does say it lasts for a minute, or unless you use the feature
unless
to
you use it
another.
again. So it will now last for another minute.
Yeah. So yes, my action was to dash. The bonus action was to move Tentacles, who gets to attack when it's summoned.
Cool. Cool.
So...
Check what her AC is. Yes.
Beep. 12.
No, that does not hit. Kind of slams across her back, and she spins around to see it, and kind of looks around to see where it came from.
Hopefully that'll keep her busy a little bit. That's me. Poe is then going to move up after my turn. Poe can move 40, so it's going to come up to there. But it's going to take 2 slam attacks at that person as it moves past.
Okay, roll the attacks then for me. That is one of the mages. You.
Have the 4. Yeah, that's fine. That's the dice. Oh dear, come on, dice. 11
Yes,
to
that's
hit.
why I put that there. 11 on
What?
this fella does not hit, I'm afraid.
How about a 28?
That does hit. Roll your damage.
A natural 2 to a natural 19.
Nice.
Them's the dice.
There it goes.
Is max damage. 18 points of
18.
fire
Okay.
damage.
As Poe strikes, you watch as there's a glow from the mage's hand. As this stone that he is holding seems to shield him from a little bit of the fire damage.
Okay.
It is amazing that I remembered I did that over the 2 weeks that we've been away, but they're there. Why I keep notes.
He has moved out of range if there's any attack of opportunity.
I don't think this guy
He
is
was
really
blowing
gonna.
past.
No, he's not carrying a weapon.
I'm done.
Okay,
I
Klein,
am
it's your
I'm
turn.
also done. I'm done. My LMO go. Next
You are no longer stunned. I believe your rage drops off, I'm afraid. Because you spent a turn without attacking or being attacked. Yes, because the Sulfur Elemental didn't attack you, I don't believe. So, lair action. Is there anybody in the red circles? No. So, in those areas, you just see large chunks of rock fall from the ceiling and just smash on the ground. And they fade. So that rumbling stops. And next up... Oh. So, I just need to GM layer those. And you see the various sulfur spires around the room start to smoke again, as they did before. So whilst I am highlighting those, we will go to Lack's turn, with me preparing.
Okay, so I'm going to move down here 10. Oh no, I have to select the character. 10, 20, 30, 40. Because these 2 guys are still attacking sides right now, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes, well, one of them has been dunked into the acid, the other one has been knocked prone.
Okay,
Behind
well, the one
in
that's
front of
stuck in
Science
the acid, I'm going to shoot because I'm up in the air.
Okay, roll the attack, and I'll say you have advantage because they are struggling in the water.
Okay.
And the acid. They're wearing heavy armor, it's not helping.
That's 22 to hit.
22 on Dwegas. Yep, that hits.
Okay. Oh, let's do that. Oh, that's not so good. That's 9, 10, 11, 17 points of piercing damage and 2 points of poison damage.
Okay. Didn't even get to the poison damage for it to be halved.
Okay. And then
They are.
bonus section, I'll shoot the one that's on the ground. But I presume that's
The attack will be at disadvantage because they are prone.
That's 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Okay. That's my go.
Okay. Next up is Ingrid. So she's going to kind of see this tentacle and be like, I see you've been making some friends of your own, Zarut. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, she's not going to stop on the bridge. What is Ingrid going to do? Yeah. Yes, she is. Aldris and Zarut, you both can see Ingrid as she kind of reaches into a pouch and pulls out a small potion bottle. And drinks it. That was all or nothing there. And beyond that, I think she's just going to kind of pause there, just keeping an eye on Tentacles and you, kind of ready for what you're going to throw at her. Then it's Mage B's turn, with Quarantine preparing. What's he going to do? He's going to see Poe heading towards Ingrid, and he's just going to kind of unleash a barrage of his bursts, magical bursts. He's going to burst all over Poe.
Ew.
He's going to dump his load on Poe.
Exactly. He's got a better spell for this, but it wouldn't affect Poe, which is a shame. Wow, okay. That's a 15 to hit Poe.
I think that's Poe's AC. Got it there. Why stop it? Yes, 15 AC.
Okay, so Poe takes 11 points of acid damage. And that's a 19 to hit. So Poe takes a further 12 points of damage. And so he is going to, seizing the opportunity, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, kind of run away from Poe because he doesn't want to get blocked around by Poe anymore. Okay, that's his turn. Quarantine, you're up with me preparing Sulfur Elemental.
I'm just going to wink at Isla, go, sparks are about to fly, and then reach out and shocking grasp that one at the bottom there.
Okay, you have advantage on the attack because they are wearing metal armor. This B, that's the one below Iris. Yeah.
15.
Unfortunately
5 and a
not.
3.
Unfortunately not. They kind of getting wise to your tactic and bring their wooden shield in way to discharge the lightning.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. The Sulfur Elemental's turn.
Wisdom save, please.
Yes, Wisdom save. He starts in the
Spiritual Blender.
Yeah, Spiritual Blender. Ooh, that was quite good. That was
Minus a
23.
D4. Minus a D4.
Is he baned? Yes, he is.
Indeed.
I don't think it's going to quite matter for Ilis, unfortunately.
No.
21 total.
Okay, but I still got. That's weird.
I think it still does half damage, I believe.
Yes, it does.
And
I've
it
rolled
isn't slowed.
48, 8765.
Cool.
Other
So
mine.
how much damage total?
26.
26 halved to 13. This thing's looking real bad. It's kind of desperate. Let's see if it gets that back. No. Okay. Okay. It's just going to fly in towards you as the source of the light climb. It is going to make it kind of raises up these two sulfurous boulders and just slams them down on the cliff next to you.
Cool.
At you. Wow. A whole 11 to hit.
Minus a d4.
Yes. A whole 9 to hit, rather.
Nope.
And this one might 17 to hit.
Is that
Nope.
minus a d4?
That was minus the d4. That was minus 3, so that may have saved you there.
Yes, that did indeed save me.
Bang,
Okay.
doing its thing.
Don't think. Okay. So, now to the Dwagar's turn. This is B. B is going to shift around to here.
Wisdom save first, please.
Actually, no, yeah. We'll do the wisdom save first. Ooh, natural 20
Okay.
for 20.
It'll take half damage, so
Still
13.
take half damage. That's B. So, how much damage was that?
13.
13, so 26. Which is 13. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Moving on. It's this one's turn. Another wisdom save.
Spiritual blender.
Such a good spell. That's a 15 on the wisdom save.
That fails.
Oh dear. So, what's the damage?
It will be 26 total if it's if we're using the same roll.
Cool. Moving on.
Eyeless will basically just sort of be standing there, sort of like staff and shield in hand, and then look at those two drop dead. Look up at the big guy looking quite rough, and look at Quarantine. I don't know why people have such trouble doing this. It's quite easy.
Well,
It's
this
the
one
effect you
doesn't
have,
start.
darling. You knock people.
This one doesn't start the turn in Spiritual Blender. However, it does start the turn prone next to Science Rhino. So she's going to stand up. What really can she do? Oh, she could do that. I've not used that trick yet.
Surrender and pray for mercy.
Unfortunately, not with the Dwagar.
Bow down to the science rhino.
So still got 15 feet of movement. 10, 15. And Lack, as you're closest, you watch her kind of step up and chant something under her breath in Dwarven and just expand in size. Just grow very large, kind of braces with the shield. Who's going to attempt to shove Science Rhino off the cliff into the acid.
No, you do not.
Good luck.
So I need a contested athletics check because this is a shove, I believe. So
Athletics from Science Rhino.
I'm just going to check the rulings on this quickly. If D&D Beyond would load. Come on.
Science Rhino, no.
So the shove. So make an athletics check against Science Rhino's athletics or acrobatics. You get to choose. They make theirs at advantage.
I doubt a rhino's
They
good
are-
at either of those things.
They are yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with athletics.
Okay.
That goes off strength. 24.
24. That beats my 18 as they kind of lock position. So they're going to use their second attack to attempt it again. Because attacking this thing didn't work, it just came back. What did you get?
20 this time.
20. Beats the 19.
Awesome. Go
Science
Science
Rhino
Rhino.
is not
Good
budging.
boy, Science Rhino.
There's just this kind of like, not tug of war, this like wrestling match between the two of them, just pushing against each other, making their ground.
He shall not be moved.
Okay, Kirkin, you're up with Isla's preparing.
Okay. This bint keeps moving further away.
You've also got a couple of those sulfur stacks, really billowing out sulfur and
Yeah.
smoke. You've seen them explode before.
I am going to wild shape into a hyena.
Hyena, I don't think I have that.
Ooh.
I don't think it's one of the ones you pre-prepared. No.
No.
I'm basing it on the fact that it's the fastest movement speed I have.
Okay. You know what?
The
What
hurricane.
size is the hyena?
Medium.
Medium, okay. We'll just get a miniature science rhino.
The hurricane. will be
Uh,
quick, you know.
I will clear the health bar for you to
Oh, yeah,
as you
yeah.
need. We will mark you as concentrating on science rhino, and then I'm going to whisk you away to my little box. Then you've wild shaped.
Okay. Do the clicky thing. There we go. Not a lot of hit points, but we're going for speed at the moment.
Sometimes that's what you need. You need the speed.
Okay, so 60 gets me to there.
So you're jumping down and chasing after Zarut.
Yeah. Sorry, no, that was 65 because I came up the stairs.
Yep.
Going after his route. And then... Yeah.
You will need to make an athletics check to attempt
Oh.
to climb the
Yes.
quarry.
$16.
Yeah, I'll say that's enough. However, I forgot to mention, sorry. These blue lines are technically connected. There's a shimmering barrier blocking your path.
So I
Up there.
can't get through there.
You can't get, there isn't a gap there. You'd have to go around across the bridge and up around where Poe is.
That's so annoying.
Wizards.
Okay, well, I'll get to there anyway. Because that's as close as I can get without getting into the
Okay.
weird gaseous stuff. And that's my turn.
So, Ilis, you're up with Science Rhino preparing.
Huzzah! Okay. So I'm going to pull out the sensor and just start swinging and go at this thing because it's in the way of me doing what I
Okay.
need to actually do.
Okay, roll your attack.
Jesus.
2.
18 to hit.
18 hits. You roll damage for me, please.
That's 5 points of bludgeoning damage and 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, so 5 bludgeoning, 4 radiant.
Yes.
Okay. So, as you strike it, the elemental just screams in this kind of like crackling of crystal against crystal in the back of its throat as it just explodes into this acidic gas. And as you are in the cloud, as I remember to make it visible. Hang on. There we go, and then there we go. As you are in the cloud,
I know what I forgot to do. Okay.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I will do that shortly. Bear with me.
Also, Klein, can you make a either an athletics or an acrobatics check, as you are currently above a very deep drop to acid. I'm actually going to remove the sulfur elemental for the time being.
On save, yeah.
Yes, Constitution
Uh,
saving throw.
19.
19. Okay. You kind of managed to avoid the billowing smoke for the time being. But you are heavily obscured.
Okay. I will then use a second level healing word on quarantine for 2, 2, and 9 hit points.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Quarantine, you're healed 9 points.
And
Anything
then,
else, Eyeless?
yes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there.
You're fine.
Yeah. So she would feel a slight bit of warmth, and then the light would literally just go, and it's gone.
Okay. So
Really? Love me and leave me?
as the elemental explodes, Klein, what was your athletics or acrobatics check?
25.
25. Okay, can you roll any die for me and tell me if it's odd or even?
Why not? What shall I go for? Let's go for that. It is even.
Even. Okay. As Eyeless leaves quarantine, you hear someone land next to you. You avoid falling into the acid. So, is that everything, Eyeless?
Do I know who
yeah.
it is?
You're not entirely sure. They look kind of blue-ish in the haze of the fog.
You just hear superhero landing.
Take from that who you think it is.
One Genasi to another.
Okay. If that's your turn, Eyeless,
Are you swapping
We'll
watery
go-
hot boys?
I mean,
we'll
why
go
not?
to the most important turn of the round. Science Runner, you're up with Aldris preparing.
I'm sure quarantine would have them both at the same time.
Write the erotica on your own time, please.
So Science Rhino is going to just gently ease his chin over the top of this person's shield and ease his face really in close and just snort at them and then attack.
Okay. Roll the attack for me.
Because getting in that intimidate is very important.
Hell yeah.
Unfortunately, natural one, it's all he's going to be doing.
Very intimidating.
They just say something in Dwarvish, and Lack, you swear that they seem to find Science Rhino cute.
I think the
There
dwarf's
they-
beard tickled Science Rhino and he just sneezed instead.
Brown, 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 brown.
Okay. Is that everything from Science Rhino?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. Aldris, you are up with Balkan preparing. Bridgekin preparing.
Okay. So I can see this sort of shimmering force wall, yeah?
Yeah, you can see through it, but you kind of put your hand against it. There's just this wall of force that you can't pass through.
Okay.
So all the way around you, but it goes 10 feet up.
Okay, in this square here,
Yeah,
this square here,
yeah.
you will see as Aldris opens his eyes really wide, a sort of gold glow comes out of him, and then a sort
Oh yes, I'm going to go retrieve this.
a sort of shimmering copy of Aldris sort of pulls itself out of him and floats across to that square, and an exact copy of Aldris appears as I cast.
Choose your
Invoke duplicity?
I invoke duplicity.
duplicity. Okay. It's even funnier because I haven't updated this one with the new Aldris art.
Oh. So, any attacks from anybody that can see me and the duplicate are at disadvantage.
So not sure if you're the.
Indeed. And I will bonus action move it right up. Can I have control of that? Is that possible?
Yes. Sorry, that should be.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
You should do.
Yeah.
You should have it.
I will move it right up into her face. And it will say, "Hello, my name's Aldris. My captain doesn't seem to like you very much, so I'm going to kill you." And that's my go.
Cute trick.
Sorry?
Okay. Cute trick.
Okay, that's my go.
So, Vulcan, you're up with, I would say me preparing, but Zarut preparing.
So what's the topography around here? Is this?
So you're currently stretched out over some kind of
Yeah.
like jagged, like large sulfur crystals that kind
How
of form.
far up is this, like Lack and Science Rhino?
Lack and Science right now are about 5 feet, kind of 5 foot up the cliff from
I'm
you.
up in the air.
Lack is further up, but Science Rhino is 5 feet up from you, and that vent to your right seems to be billowing a lot of smoke.
Okay, it tickles my snake belly, so I'm going to move. So I'm just going to move and dash north.
Okay.
Well, I was clamped on there, weren't I? So,
Yeah.
60 foot.
Slither ahead. Okay, Bridgekin. Not bridging anything at the moment, but I'm sure he will at some point. Is that everything from you, Vulcan?
That's all I can do.
Okay.
Can I bonus action heal? Actually, no, I won't. It's not worth it.
Like, you see the body, the body of the one that you killed in the acid, just kind of drifting
Is
down
it
the
dissolving?
current of the acid. No, not alive. Just kind of like slowly drifting in the acid. You can see their armor just fizzing away. Zaruk, you're up with Klein preparing.
Okay. I'm going to run across the bridge,
Okay.
and then I'm going to bonus action dash again.
You cheating
One of
on
the
me with
boards.
other bridges.
One of the boards creaks, but you're fine.
Let me try and climb up there.
Make an athletics check for me.
Athletics. Ooh, natural 18.
Okay, you're
18.
good. Doesn't take any extra movement.
Cool. And then I'm just going to get right up next to. So that is
Right
all
up next
of
to
mine.
Ingrid. So is that your movement and your action to dash?
Yes.
Okay.
Bonus action will be to bring Tentacles over.
Okay.
I'm going to get them up next to me with their 30 feet. Just think, actually, keep them behind. Why did I get right up close?
I don't know.
I'm useless right up close. That's
You're all further
You're
away.
caught up by the moment.
I'm just so eager to like I squish this person that I just forgot. Plus out the window. Who cares?
Aldris is a warlock and he gets up close.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm a cleric.
Yeah,
I
this is a cleric.
don't.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah, but I don't think we
Cleric.
can use Aldris as a base of reasonable.
Aldris as a sort of basis of normality is not a thing.
So
Aldrich is
With that-
cleric adjacent.
Tentacles will attack from behind
Okay.
with advantage because of flanking.
I'd say that she kind of turned to deal with Aldris. So if anyone had advantage, it would be Zarut.
Worth a try, though.
You're right. Oh, I just pressed it anyway. It was a 14 to hit.
Unfortunately, 14 does not hit. You notice that kind of underneath these robes, you can see plate metal armor. Heavy metal wizard.
Nice.
Okay, Klein, you're up with.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry, Zaru.
I've got a Poe.
Sorry, you've got Poe. Sorry,
Don't forget me, Poe.
We'll draw that back.
Yeah, Poe's gonna just zing up there and get right up in her shit.
All up in her business.
Indeed. Right, so Poe makes 2 salame attacks.
Salami.
Salame. Oh, I do have that. That's good. It's a 19 on the first.
Doesn't quite hit.
Joking. 23 on the second.
That does hit.
Oof. Core blimey.
He's got some wards.
That's 12 points of fire damage.
12 points of fire damage. Okay. She's starting to look rough. I have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hail it.
How far am I from? Oh,
Blink, 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 blink.
Oh.
Blink.
Good work,
The wall,
Poe.
the wall shimmers and vanishes, and she looks a little concerned.
She's just been descended upon.
Yes. Anything else from you, Zarut and Poe?
Free action, flip her off.
Same to you, pal. Okay, Klein, you're up. You begin your turn in the cloud of acid. I need to make Constitution saving throw for me, please. Like 3 different encounters going on. I love this.
13, so probably fail.
Yeah, that is a failure. You take. That's disgusting. I'm so sorry. 17 points of acid damage.
So 8.
That was a high
Halved.
roll. I will confirm that was a high roll.
That's why it's only 8 because it's halved. So
and you've got
Okay.
points.
Okay, cool. So continue with your turn, please, Klein.
just a question, as I forgot about this last time.
Oh,
what
Biddy, ask me questions.
What
Yes.
happens when haste? What's the condition you get when haste wears off?
You just get stunned for a turn, that's it.
Get stunned for a turn, so you miss a turn and then you pick back up.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to know what it was because I'm immune to
But you are in a
allies and that.
obscured cloud currently.
Well, if I can make it in through the cloud and use my action to dash and make it there, I shall do because that's my full movement.
Okay. Which way are you going? Are you following where the bridge was, or?
Yeah, basically. So going across the bridge.
Okay.
And there. Going across both of the bridges and through.
25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 feet.
80 foot. I've counted it as 80, unless I've counted it wrong, but...
So you'd be looking at about 35 across the bridge to next to Ilis. And then a further... I don't know, 50... a further 55 to...
Oh,
35 and 55 is 90.
90.
Yeah, hang on. I guess I counted it basically that way.
You're going that way. I thought you were following Ilis.
And then...
So that'd be 15, and then a further 55. So yeah, that would be 8. Sorry. So a further 65 would be...
80.
Yeah,
Yeah,
80. 80.
And that's the end of my go.
Okay. Lair action. All of those sulphurous spires explode. Doesn't seem to be anybody affected. So, and you all see the runes on the floors begin to glow again, except for the one by Ilis. There's one down there as well. Okay, Black, you're up with meat preparing.
Okay, I'm going to go over here next to this person and drop down and do death from above. So dagger first. Dagger.
Okay, roll the attack.
Ooh, that's a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
I will shoot him in the face then.
Roll the attack.
Oh, that's better. 28.
That does hit. Roll your attack, you get sneak attack because of Science Rhino.
That's, poison. Ooh, that's nice. 16, 20, 27 points of piercing damage and 6 points of poison damage.
Nice.
Oh my word, sorry, 27. Blimey.
So
Yep,
30
they're down.
total.
They're down. They shrink back down to their regular size and just collapse on the floor.
And I'll sort of
Dead.
pat Science Rhino's horn, and then where's the boss?
Up top.
Oh, he's up there.
You can see your captain getting up close and personal with that wizard.
See, 30. So I'm heading over that way.
Okay.
Alrighty then, that's my go.
So that's your turn. Now it's Ingrid's turn. What is Ingrid going to do?
Surrender?
Die. Surrender and die.
She doesn't really like any of those ideas. Gonna kind of look around, see that her elemental is dead, and see that most of her guards are dead. I just kind of look at you, Zarut, and say, "Well, I can't stay. I'm afraid. Me and Kaishun have got some important business to do." She snaps her fingers and turns invisible. And you hear footsteps moving away from you. Moving in this direction past Aldris's double. So that's her turn. And now for the terrible combo. This guy's going to kind of look back at Klein, see that things are going real shitty for him. What's he going to do? Yeah, where is he? There he is. Got two choices. One of them is incredibly mean. The other one is might take me a while to set up.
Let's do the mean
Do
one.
the mean one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Klein, you see this guy kind of gather the stone he's holding and launch it towards the pack of Zarut, Poe, Kirken as a hyena, and apparently Aldris, as it kind of skitters out this little bead of light and explodes. I need Zarut, Poe, and Kirken to make dexterity saving throws. I believe
Take it back. Don't do the mean one.
I believe Tentacles and the duplicate are unaffected by the
take
damage.
no damage.
Was it dex save, did you say?
Dexterity save as a ball of flame explodes around you. Poe, you probably don't have to worry about. Poe is probably immune.
Okay. I got an 18.
You got an
15.
18. Okay. Both of you save. So, I now need to roll the damage because you will take half.
I'm pretty low health.
Yeah.
Between Poe and I, we have a total of 1 Mazdak of health.
Yeah, that's not enough. Never.
Just as long as it's not 62.
Okay, so because both of you succeeded, you both take 16 points of fire damage from that fireball.
Okay.
Hyena is gone.
Okay, your hyena form drops.
Yep.
I will retrieve the actual
Captain
curtain.
down.
Captain is down. Poe disappears, I
Are
believe.
you not resistant to fire damage? Or
Oh,
did that
you
not-
are. Tiefling.
Excellent. And
It's good job
can't
I know
get-
what you're doing.
You take 8 points of fire damage and live on 4. Just going to move Kirkin down there. I will need Kirkin.
Good
I
job
need both
somebody
of you to make-
remembers their captain's a tiefling.
Very good point.
Poe-
I need
Poe
both of you
will
to
come
make.
back.
Martin
Yes.
did
I will
say at
come
the
back.
start he
I
didn't
will
know
go
what
and
class
retrieve
he
him.
was. Now he doesn't
I
know what
can't-
race he is.
I
Yeah.
will go and retrieve Poe. Don't worry.
Thank you. Poe was on 6 health.
Yeah.
But I
So-
do. Well, actually, let me make my con save before we do
Yeah.
that.
You both make Constitution saving throws for Poe and Science Rhino.
So, 15. Fine.
15.
18.
Yep, you're fine. 18. You're fine.
Is that classed as an attack? What he just done?
No, he cast a spell.
An attack spell though?
No, saving throw spell. Unfortunately, not. I can see what you're doing.
Because
He
it doesn't
does
specifically say
lose.
attack roll. It just says attack.
It's not an attack. It's a spell. He is casting a spell. If it was casting a spell that called for a spell attack, then yeah. But unfortunately, not. I believe there is a feat that would do what you're after, which is Mage Hunter or something.
Mage Slayer.
Mage Slayer, that's the one. So that's his turn. Quarantine, you're up. You make a Constitution saving throw for me, please, as you start your turn in the acid cloud.
21.
21, you succeed. You're fine. Maybe
I
a,
do all these-
maybe a couple of holes in your shirt. Doesn't bother you, I imagine.
Just where the nipples stick out, is it?
I think they were already exposed.
Or must they always run away from me? And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay, you move up to there. Anything else you wish to do?
Can I see that dude?
Yeah, just about. Just behind Klein.
I will fling a chromatic orb at him.
Magic orb. Ooh, that's on corners. There we go. Yep. Roll the attack for me then, please.
19 to hit
19, that hits.
for 12 points of lightning damage.
12 points of lightning damage. He goes down. Okay.
And then I'm just going to scoot forward 10 feet and just, because I can, after casting a spell that's level 1 or higher.
You gotta
and
fly
just-
over the boxes, moving up further.
And just sort of
Cool.
land in a pose.
Right, I need to start cleaning up this initiative.
We're here landing.
No. Super sexy landing.
That one disappears.
Oh, you're not
as
going for the
well.
whole slut lead then?
Well, that too. Super sexy slut.
That'll do it.
Okay. So that's your turn, Quarantine. Kirkin, you're up with Eyeless preparing, as I've just cleaned out the initiative.
Right, so you said that she moved away in the direction of
She
Fake
seems to be moving
Aldrich?
towards the actual Aldris.
Okay.
She seems to be stepping this way. You don't know exactly where.
I am going to cast Fairy Fire then.
Nice.
Where are you casting it? So you should be able to get the measure tool.
Awesome.
You do square, snap to corner, measure origin corner. You can make one.
Corner. Measure. Okay, that's how it works. Sorry. So I think it was 20
So
foot
I believe
square.
it's a 20-foot square. So if you
Yeah.
mark where you want to do it and try and keep it straight like that. Is that what you're casting?
I think so. That did not stay on the page. Did you get that?
Yeah, I saw it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So you're dropping concentration on science rhino for this, yeah?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. Well, science
Bye-bye,
rhino has
Science Rhino.
done his work.
He has. He has done his work well.
He's a
I think
He
good
deserves
guy.
his rest.
I think we should
Okay.
upgrade science shenanigans right now because of the shenanigans that he pulled on those two.
Yeah.
Does an 8 save against your spell save DC?
Oh,
I don't think so.
Give me a moment to find my spell save DC.
it's not
Oh, there we
very
go. 16.
Well,
Because that's going to probably at least be at least 14.
yeah, it's 8 plus your.
So as the magic settles, Aldris, Zarut, and Kirken's tall enough to just about see, you can just see this shimmering light kind of robing the dwarf, the invisible dwarf. She goes, "Shit, right." Getting ready to try and fight you off. Anything else, Kirken?
Possibly. Sorry, I should have thought of this.
Is there a fairy fire icon? So she is no longer benefiting from being invisible.
Providing her past the athletics check, I'm going to hop up there beside Aldous to, provide a bit of backup.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Do the athletics check for me. DC slightly lower for the larger members of the party.
Natural 20.
Oh,
26.
yes.
Easy. You basically just step up there in a bound. What cliff?
As amusing as like the image was of like Kirkin just appearing like snout and horns above the edge.
Yeah.
But that's it for
Okay.
my turn then.
That's everything. Okay, Eyeless, you're up. I have to remove science right now, unfortunately. With Aldris preparing.
Would this cavern be classed as well lit or would it be dim?
I'd say it's dim light.
Okay, so sort of Quarantine will see Eyeless run from there to there and then basically run all the way across, but he actually doesn't drop in height. And you can
You're
just
just
see,
walking over the air.
well, he's Spirit Guardians. You'll just see sort of like the different phases of the moon just drop into place as he's running across.
Nice.
So I'm going to use my action to dash to there.
He's
and
sexy and he knows it.
then, I am going to fling a 3rd level healing word at El Capitan.
Okay. That's likely to be in range.
Big money on
Yeah.
that.
60
Yeah, we'll
feet,
take
I
that.
believe so.
I'll take that. 10, 15 points.
15 hit points to Zarut.
Yes.
God, she's out of all force. Okay. Anything else, Eyeless?
Nope, that ends my turn.
Aldris, you're up with Balkan preparing.
I should just turn to Kirkin. Mr. Kirkin, thank you very much for your backup. It is most appreciated. And I will just walk up to the glowy figure and attack.
Okay. Roll your attack. You have advantage because she is fairy
Roll on
fired.
this. Okay. Roll.
I believe you crit on a 19 as well.
19. That's a crit.
Yeah, that's a critical hit because of your exposed curse.
And I'm using Booming Blade. So
Very nice.
that will be.
Oh no, what is that?
2d8.
No, it's when you roll the 19 on the d20. Sorry.
Eh?
So you rolled a total 19.
Oh yeah. Sorry. No. Okay.
So
yeah.
total 19 unfortunately does not hit.
Well, that's unlucky for me because I rolled a 7.
She's still about to have a bad day.
So that's 13 points of piercing damage and.
It doesn't hit.
Sorry.
Sorry, I thought you had rolled a base 19 and then added
No,
your
I rolled
modifier.
19. I told you I rolled 19.
Yeah, so you rolled 10 plus 19, so 19 doesn't hit.
Oh, right. Okay.
She's well armored.
Okay. Then I will bonus action move Aldris. There.
Aldris? Okay.
There is a wall of Aldris. So you're going nowhere, Missy.
A Waldris, if you will.
Exactly. You're going nowhere, Missy, until you've
Okay.
answered the captain's questions. And that's my go.
And the Waldris is on the high ground.
Okay. Okay, that's her turn. It's your turn, rather. Balkin, you are up with Zarut preparing.
So you said it's about 5 foot up again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another 5 foot. It's not really a problem for you.
I was gonna say, can I
as a
just slither up?
You can
Yeah.
just slither up.
I'll just move up to there. Just chilling with my homies. I'm probably a bit confused by what's in front of me.
Yeah, there's 2 Aldrises.
I'll sort of just hiss at Aldris.
Which one?
It's your
Yes.
captain.
Okay, so is that your turn then, Balkan?
Yep.
Zarut, you're up with Klein preparing.
Yeah.
Remember, range is your thing.
You're right, yeah.
I forgot to do that.
In which case, Eldritch Blast. And I'm going to specify, because you've said she was looking pretty rough, but if any of the attacks from me or my controlled
Your
people
contingent.
deal a killing blow, I'd like that to be a knockout blow, not a kill.
Okay, it'll depend on what the damage type is for the knockout blow, but we'll see.
Oh, does it?
Well, force damage is pretty good for a knockout.
Force damage is cool. Fire damage, cold damage I'd
Understandable.
be cool with, but fire damage is a bit, and stuff like piercing and that. But we'll see.
Understandable.
We'll see what knocks her out.
You can't knock someone out by stabbing them. What
No,
nonsense is
surprisingly
this?
not. Though I would be willing to kind of people be able to knock with hilts and such.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Well, my Eldritch Blast, 16 to hit.
16 does not hit.
Is that with advantage?
Was that roll with an advantage? That is a very good point.
She's very
That
yes.
was
So,
not. I just rolled a second attack, which was a 12. So we'll take that as the first attack with advantage.
yeah. So
Which
first attack
is-
with advantage 16 does not hit.
And then second attack with advantage, 27.
27 does hit.
The lower of the two there was 22 to hit. So if I'd have split up those rolls differently,
Yeah.
but I got
Alas.
one hit for 8 points of force damage.
8 points of force damage. I'm just going to check a ruling quickly.
Oh,
Oh, I might be able to do something.
Okay, it doesn't drop when on taking damage. She does need to make a concentration saving throw.
Should be in range from that. Yes.
She blinks back into visibility as she's knocked off kilter. She's rolling so terribly on those concentrations.
Oh, shame.
that's mine. I'm going to move up a bit. Tentacles is going to come up and effectively make an attack, but as a sort of strangle to try and subdue.
Okay. Roll the attack at advantage again. She's fairy fired.
It's just Christ fucking alive. I'm rolling about as well as she is. 15.
Unfortunately not. Okay. Is that your turn, Zaruk? Poe?
Yeah, Poe can't do anything other than fire damage, and I'd probably stop him. I will just make sure I'm clear to give the order to my my crew to take her alive.
Okay. That can be made pretty clear. Fine. You're up with me preparing.
Okay, I'll move over here and I'll hit the rune.
Okay.
Use my great axe to do that.
Make an attack for me.
13.
13. You kind of slam your axe into the ground, leave a kind of dent in the rock, but the rune is still glowing.
I'll do my second hit on that then.
Okay, roll the attack.
24.
Okay. You slam your axe again on the ground, but this time seem to strike the right place as the rune kind of flickers and dissipates.
Okay. Okay, what did I use? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 as I start making my way over to the other side of the room.
Okay. Make Constitution saving throws. You go through the acid.
Wee. I think that's 21.
21. Okay, good to
Yeah.
know. Is that everything, Brian?
Yep, that's everything I can do.
Okay, lair action. So this is going to be interesting. First of all, this rune up here glows, and these threads fly out towards Balkan in his snake form, but just seems to fail. Then, this rune up here...
We can't see whatever rune you're pointing at.
Sorry. So this rune here reaches to Balkan, fails. This rune up here, however, reaches towards Lack, and I need Lack to make a... Is it charisma? Charisma saving throw? Let me have a look.
Charisma saving throw. Ooh.
Yeah, I believe it is.
19.
19. Okay, you are fine. You feel these kind of like magical heathers trying to hold you in place, as they did Aldris and Aldris before, but you are unaffected, and those runes begin to fade. As they fade, more rock begins to fall from the ceiling as the cavern shakes. One of them bounces off. One of them falls through your duplicate. If you're measuring areas for circles with a radius, it is best to do them. Hang on. So do them snap to corner, measure snap to corner.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can get a nice clean circle. Did I get all 4 of those? 1, 2, 3. There's the other one. Okay, so whilst that's going on, Lack, you're up with me preparing.
Okay, I'm going to zoom over 40 feet to there. And
Okay.
I believe I'm just in range to shoot her.
Yeah.
Shooter.
You've got a nice clean line of sight.
Ugh, 14 to hit.
Was that done at advantage?
No. Should I have done advantage?
Yep.
Yeah, she's verified.
Ah, right, sorry. In that case, a natural 1 for 10.
Oof.
So 14 misses.
We cannot put this woman down.
I will take another shot with my other crossbow. And that's a natural 20 for 27.
Oof.
Natural 20. That definitely hits. Roll damage with sneak attack.
Did Lack/James hear me call for non-lethal damage?
No, I was
Lack's got
feet away at the time.
Lack does have very keen hearing.
That's only 9 points of damage. Even no, 18 points of damage.
Really?
Yeah, well,
You
that
roll
was
that low?
that was my non-magical crossbow. Because I've
Ooh.
only got one magical crossbow, and I went pew pew.
Yeah. Need to get yourself another one.
Yes.
Okay. So, sorry, that damage was
18.
18. Really? With your sneak attack?
Yeah, I had 2 1s, a 2, and a 5.
Ouch.
That's awful.
Yes, it is.
But she is looking very rough.
Yeah,
She's not concentrating on anything at the moment. Also concentration on visibility. Okay. Is that your turn, Mike?
Yeah, that's me.
Ingrid's turn. What is she gonna do?
Just keel over and give up.
What is she gonna do?
Well, Aldris still has his sword out, pointing it at her. So
Oh, she
Surrender.
does have that.
both Aldrises, obviously.
Surrender.
She's got to point a finger behind you, Aldris, and says, "I'd watch out if I were you." And she dives towards the boxes. I need Bridgekin, Kirkin, and Aldris to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
And if it's not listed, it's just a number, isn't it? You're not proficient with it.
Is that the right? Oh, no, hang on. Sorry, I've measured that incorrectly. Let me just make sure. So we'd actually be looking at something like that. So that still works. Oh, I've mucked this up. Sorry.
16.
15 anyway.
Okay. Actually, Kirkin, you would be. Well, she could do it like that. So yeah. So, Vulcan.
16.
That is a success. Kirkin.
15.
That is a failure. Aldris.
19.
That is a success. Annoyingly. Okay. So, wow.
Just me. What happens?
Yeah. So, Kirkin, you take 30 points of force damage
Jesus.
and are pushed back 10 feet.
Where I fall
Away
on the
from
ground, unconscious.
Oof. Aldris and Bridgekin, you guys take 15 points of force damage and are not pushed.
I'm knocked out of snake form.
Knocked out of snake form. I will retrieve turtle form Vulcan. Turtle power. Bridgekin off. I'll put you there. Right. That didn't work.
Nope.
It did for me. Badly.
Right, she's going to attempt to move out of your melee range, Aldris.
I will definitely opportunity attack.
Oh,
Okay,
fairy
roll
fire is
attack
going to
with
be gone.
advantage. Oh no, no longer fairy fired. So
I mean, she
straight
can
roll.
attempt invisibility
22.
again.
22 hits. She would if she had the spell slot for it.
Okay.
22 hits, does it?
Yes, 22 hits.
Ooh.
AC is
I don't
20.
get to do Burning Blade because it's an opportunity attack.
Yeah,
But that's
unfortunately
okay.
not. But the damage,
Is that
damage may still be enough.
That's 14. I got max damage. I rolled an 8 on my D8.
14.
Straight through.
Okay, she kind of patch her through the shoulder, and she staggers and drops down to the next layer as she tries to flee from you.
She's
5,
still,
10,
still
15.
alive.
Yes, barely.
I said you were going nowhere.
25. I'll catch y'all later. I've got an important meeting to go to. That's her turn. Quarantine, you're up with Kirkin preparing.
Okay.
I have an idea.
15, 20, 25, 30, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's me.
Okay, that's your turn. Kirkin, can you make a death saving throw for me, please, and mark it on your sheet?
2 seconds, sorry. D&D Beyond went weird on me. Okay,
Shouldn't
so
miss that. Oh, well.
how does one do a death saving throw? I've never actually
So-
been this way before.
So with the death save, you roll a d20 on a, I believe on a 10 or higher, you get a success. On
Well-
a 9 or lower, you get a failure.
But before
On
sorry.
yeah, you'd want to roll it privately. However, I'm going to take that because that is hilarious.
In fairness, that was a session where it only showed the DM, so no one else would have seen that.
Cool.
Oh, okay. So as I was just getting to the explanation, so yeah, 10 or higher, you get a success. 9 or lower, you get a failure. On a natural 1, you get 2 failures, and on a natural 20, you are restored to 1 health and get to take your turn. So Kirkin, as you are restored to 1 health,
Awesome.
you are prone. What would you like to do?
See, I'd like to do something effective, but it's really tempted to just clothesline her with my staff on the way past.
You remember the captain calling for her to be knocked out and not killed.
Unforced trauma, right?
So bludgeoning would work.
I'd accept some minor brain damage.
Too low, unfortunately. It was only a 13.
You're getting up and moving down there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So 13 to hit. It's not loaded on D&D Beyond on my end.
Oh.
Weirdly. But yeah, no, a 13 unfortunately does not hit.
Mm. But still, she's directly beside me now, so if she tries to move, I get an attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Cool.
Yeah, there's 13. Cool. Is that your turn out, Kirkin? You've got bonus
Uh,
action?
Bonus action. What bonus action's good for her? Oh, hey, I can do a healing word.
I mean, you're on 1 health.
Probably a good move.
Seems like that'd be a good idea. Where's healing word gone? There it is. 8 points of healing.
Very nice.
Let's take
Roll.
that.
You get 8 points. I really did want you to hit there. That would have been amazing, but alas.
For the story, it would have been awesome. Just like, fall over, get straight back up. Smack.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your turn, Kirkin. Eyeless, you're up with Aldris preparing.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. If I cast sleep, can I choose for it not to affect my friends?
I believe it's 20-foot cube that sleep appears in.
20-foot sphere.
20-foot sphere. So if you could roll a 20-foot sphere that isn't going to catch your friends.
Well, I know roughly what it's going to do, so I'm going to use it there.
Okay.
And
so
does she
it will
not...
affect
Yeah.
Ingrid and Lack.
Yep, that's fine. Ooh, okay.
I need to go check a thing before this goes through. But I don't think it will happen.
Does she have less than 38 health?
So you rolled 38 on the sleep check, yeah?
Yeah. It's 78, isn't it? So if I'm casting at 2nd level.
And just for the reference, sorry, what was the total? 38, yeah, on sleep?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Lack has more than 33 hit points, so he does not fall asleep, and the rest is wasted. As Ingrid just drops to the floor in front of you asleep.
And you'll just
I
hear
never
Isla's
fall.
call, Yeah, you'll just hear Eyeless call, tie her up quickly.
I will do so.
Okay, and I'll say that we will drop out of initiative as the magic throughout the cavern seems to dim and fade. Good work.
Huzzah!
I've been waiting to use that spell for so long.
Fantastic application. You
It is
knew
a
that she
good
was
spell.
low. You knew that she was low. It was perfect.
It was perfect. I was about to, because right before Kirk got the fairy fire in, I was going to throw off a sickening radiance, which I've also never got to use, but cancels.
That's a nasty spell. That one.
Yeah.
That's
If I could
exhaustion
have
on
got
that
close enough, it would have been a suggestion from me.
Yeah, I
one.
had
I
a
have
choice.
advantage on charms.
I had a choice with doing Arms of Hadar at second level, which probably would have taken her out because it's a strength save, but it's anybody within 10 feet of me. And at that point, Kirkin and Balkin were in 10 feet, so I didn't do it.
Yeah. Her main gambit there was
Go invisible and run
to
away.
go invisible and run away. And then when that failed, she had a mega special thunder wave ability that she tried to use to knock you guys back, but unfortunately it didn't affect either of the Aldresses.
Because multiple Aldrich is what you want in your party.
Yes.
And Kirk just bounced back up immediately.
Yeah.
Kirkin is just that awesome.
A bouncy ball, as it were.
The captain watched you do that and has gone, fuck, he's tough.
That punch has a bouncy bull.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd get it in there. I couldn't help it. Had to be said.
The Aldra Bones.
Fantastic. So, how long does sleep last for?
Sleep lasts for a minute. Which is why I would immediately have told them to tie her up.
Okay. So,
We can have a break.
yeah, we'll take a quick break there. I'll figure out what the fuck's going to happen now. And we will pick back up in a few minutes.
Cool. Don't touch that dial. Anyway,
Captain, my captain.
welcome back to Damage Does D&D. We are victorious in our putting people to sleep encounter. Pirate Master.
So, the the sound of battle fades as Ingrid collapses to the floor asleep. What are you doing? I believe Iris has just called for her to be bound up.
Yeah, I would continue on my.
I
run
assume
through-
you're ending your spiritual blender.
I would end my spiritual blender and my steps of night there,
No.
and
Ended your splendor.
yes, assist with the binding.
Okay. I'll say that there's plenty of rope around in these discarded boxes. You're able to bind her up. Any particular way that you're binding her? She is a wizard.
Yeah, but also because she's a wizard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of tear a piece off my cloak.
Tear
knot
off
it
her
multiple
cloak, for
times.
fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, knot it multiple times and sort of wrap it around her mouth, so she won't be able to speak or speak any verbal components until the captain decrees that she needs to speak.
Okay.
Clive's
Okay.
going to move over here and beat the shit out of this rune on the floor.
Aldris and Aldris are going to walk up to Balkan.
I was going to say, I was
And just
going to go up and go. He looks just like you.
we're both going to say in unison, I'm sorry, what?
He sounds just like you.
What are you talking about,
Balkan,
Mr.
you
Balkan?
make an intelligence check quickly for me, Balkan.
Would Balkan have seen the rock fall through the?
Possibly. That's what this intelligence check's going to be.
So it's like that's gone well.
0.
Oh.
It was a natural 1, -1.
So, Balkan, there are 2 Aldrises.
I'll just
There
sit
are
on the
2
floor.
captains before, but now there are 2 Aldrises.
I'll just sit on the floor going, oh.
Yeah, and just a little trickle of blood.
Yeah,
Oh,
the pair of
Tone.
us will just reach down and sort of tap Balkan on each other. There, Mr. Balkan. Everything
I
will
don't
be all
feel
right.
so good.
Just you take a
Everything's-
little rest.
You can feel Aldris on one shoulder, but you don't feel him on the other.
Everything's simpler as an animal.
Well, quite. And the second Aldris just fades away. It only lasts a minute.
I'll just go, bye.
It's in wave.
And I'll just sit, just trying to, make sense of the world.
Just for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, a couple of hours.
Okay.
While everything is going on with everybody else, I'm going to start ritual. Can I ritually cast? I can, can't I?
Depends on sorcerers can ritually cast. It depends on what you're casting.
Depends on the spell.
Detect magic.
State magic. Okay, so whilst Quarantine's casting that, Ingrid begins to kind of stir and struggles against the ropes as she feels them, kind of muffled, angry dwarven shouting.
While the interrogation, while all that's going on, you'll see Eyeless just begin to cast a 3rd level prayer of healing. And I'll take the next 10 minutes to weave through that.
Okay. So,
I will
what are
walk up to the captain. Captain, are you going to be questioning our prisoner?
Yes.
Good. Well, what I shall do then is when you start, I will cast a spell which will allow me to detect her thoughts, to make sure she's telling you true things. Can't hear you, Martin, if you're talking.
Was talking.
Ah, well, we didn't. We saw your lips move, but no sound. Oh, you
Silly
little bugger! You little bugger!
Oh. Thank you, Aldris. Good to know. Very useful. And I will move around in front of Ingrid.
Just kind of looking at you and looking at Lack hovering in the background.
I will walk round to stand beside the captain, looking as I do.
So, Ingrid, lovely as it is to run into you again.
I will cast
I do
detect thoughts using the ring.
Okay.
Do
So
you
what's
have
the saving throw on that?
Wisdom 16.
Wisdom. Her mental fortitude seems to be a bit too strong for you to be able to read her thoughts.
Now, I do have a couple of questions for you. Now, be aware that my lieutenant, the Lack behind me, is very fond of cutting pieces off of people. And in your case, I think we'd start with your hands. Just to make sure you're not doing anything tricky.
Yeah.
So,
Gherkin standing behind her, you can see that her fingers are twitching, but she can't move her hands fully enough to do any somatic components.
And
I fire a crossbow bolt into the ground beside her hand. Just to give
Her hands are bound behind her, I believe.
Oh, right. Oh, she's standing up now, is she? Okay, sorry, I thought she was still
I think she's still sat, but her hands are bound behind her. Hence why I was saying that Kirkin could see.
And to her right, Iris is putting some extra sort of pizzazz into the prayer of healing, and he's literally wreathed in white fire.
Ingrid's giving you a look at the moment, Zarut, of you can't hear her voice because she's gagged, but you could feel the sass coming from her.
now, with this in mind, I will promise you that if I'm satisfied that you have been honest with me, you will walk out of here alive. But I just need some answers first.
She kind of sighs out of her nostrils.
Would you require a check on my statement there?
Yeah, I think we will.
Persuasion or deception, depending on my real intent?
Yeah, persuasion or deception, depending on your intent, against her insight.
Do this.
I like to think while Quarantine's channeling her detect magic, she's sitting on the steps to the side, and any acid or anything like that is dissolved, and basically she's practically got a bare leg on display and doesn't care.
Okay.
21.
21. Okay, she got a 22 on her insight.
Ooh.
Are you being truthful?
Not entirely.
Not entirely.
Sneaky little captain.
She kind of thins her eyes, looking at you. She knows your She knows your reputation. He was there at the coup, the takeover, and she was very firmly on Kaishun's side at the time.
Hence my dislike of her.
Hence her dislike of you. But she's not stooping to the indignity of mumbling into the gag in her mouth.
I will just reach forward and say, Captain, do you wish her to speak?
Yes, please.
I will reach forward and just yank the gag down really hard so it just shoves her chin into her chest. Hello.
Real gentle dogs you've got here with you today, Zarut.
Yes, well, Being of the Blue Blades, I'm sure you know of gentility, don't you?
Oh, certainly. Certainly.
So where is Kaishun?
Right about now, likely on the deck of his ship, sailing towards that little shanty town you have out west. Skywatch. That one.
I'm going to be insight checking every answer here.
Okay.
Can I also insight check?
Certainly.
Yes,
And
please.
me.
Oh, great.
And me. I'm definitely going to be insight checking.
Yeah,
And
I'm not
black.
very useful. 14.
14.
And I'd like to
I
flash
should
my
be
thigh
14.
at her.
She seems uninterested.
10 from me.
And black.
14.
14. You'll think she's being truthful.
So he's heading towards Skywatch. What is his purpose there?
Kill them all, I suppose. Wipe another one of your damn pirate towns off the map.
Yes, because pirates are so much worse than gangsters.
They are, and we ain't in control. You know that too well, Zarut. I mean, look at you. You've somehow survived a dip in the bay and come back all these years later, captain of a ship. You can't get away from being in charge of all the crime, can you?
I accepted what happened to me, and I just tried to get away and live a life. And then you motherfuckers just keep pushing, don't you?
Well, I mean, you are in the way. Cashin's got a plan. I'm helping that out, and soon we'll be in charge.
A plan with these leech things.
Oh, I ain't a fan of those. We just put up with the cult. They're useful. They're keeping that. Why did I shouldn't say? They're keeping the shark busy.
Keeping the shark busy.
Yeah.
Markers.
It ain't easy to wage a war against pirates. Y'all are so beholden to y'all beliefs. She kind of looks across Aldris and Eyeless. I just find it funny.
Yes. The thing about pirates is we surprisingly have honor. Honor amongst thieves, as the saying goes. And we will unite against you. You may think we're a separate band of lots of individual ships, fleets. But we will reign.
Against the Blue Blade? Yeah, you could. But against the 3-part alignment? No chance.
So what's the ultimate plan to deal with the leeches and the cult? Because they've got their own plans, haven't they?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. But we'll have it under control.
Frankly, I'm much more frightened of them than of the Blades.
Yeah. That's part of what my job was. Unfortunately, you ruined it. Those things, nasty little bastards. They eat away at people's thoughts and just leave them like empty husks. Last I saw of Kashin's girl, she was long gone.
More gone
So,
now.
mindless elementals deal with the problem real easy. They also would have been able to deal with that pesky little goddess. What was her name? Orala, that one. Not much you can do when you've got acid that can melt through gold.
Yes, well, what do you see? Things. See, the thing is, when dealing with Orala, the thing you've got to remember is you've got to be very careful. Because Orala knows things that these other gods do not. And she knows.
He's so cute.
of
He
the
thinks his
deeps.
god's important.
Can I make a wisdom saving throw, please? Because I feel this is a fairly opportune moment for other
Yeah,
things to
I'll say
happen.
so. And do it with advantage. Because you feel that familiar, like, arcane buzz of Ahan watching.
Wisdom save. Oops. I didn't do it with advantage, but it's a 19.
19. Okay, you're holding back that.
You see, and you just see the flicker as Aldris just kind of flickers out, and this beautiful elven figure with the long hair and the beauty appears just for a few seconds, just looks at her with these wide eyes, smiles, and then Aldris comes back again. So you see, you have to be very careful that things don't come for you from the deep, because everything falls under the water eventually. Again.
Your pet's real cute, Zarud. He thinks he's intimidating.
Oh, I'm
Can I
just
kill her
telling
now,
truths.
please, Captain?
Sorry, Klein.
Can I kill her now, please?
Hang on a sec. Yes. I wanted to also ask about Captain Kingston.
What about him? The captain's not his title. He's a lord, so-called.
He's a
Actually,
lord.
Just have to get my other notebook out.
Yeah.
I have to get the special notebook out.
Ooh, special.
The Black Book.
Black book.
Mother notebook always told me I was special.
It's just Dylan around with a bottle of wine.
Yep. Fran.
My mama told me I
Fran.
could be anything.
What about him?
He came for us. We made a rather nifty escape. But is he working with the Blades?
Him and Kaishun seem to be on good speaking terms. He's supposedly one of our allies. Him and his, what are they called? Royal privateers.
Supposedly.
Real interesting fella. In fact, and he kind of looks over to you, Quarantine.
Yeah, probably would have twitched if once the name was mentioned, if anybody was paying her any attention.
There's a real hefty price on your head there.
How much? Out of interest.
Oh, I think it was 50,000 gold pieces, paid in full.
And who do
Dead,
I
of
who do I
course.
collect from?
Lord Jonas Kingston.
Perfect. So he's got plenty of money, has he? Good to know.
It would
mean,
seem
yeah.
so. Quarantine? You up for it?
I'll just sort of move my belt so the two skulls of previous captains. See, these two fellas came after us as well.
Oh. Poor old Remy. Poor old, what was
Remy
his
and
name?
Captain No Name.
Yes. I'm going to look back through my list to find his name
I didn't bother
because I
asking
wrote
him.
it down. I know. The one time that I prepared
A name, and we didn't ask.
a name.
Sounds
I'm
like
still
we...
concentrating on casting a spell, so until that pops, I'm not saying anything.
Remy and Jornar.
Yes, they
Real
were
shame.
interesting.
Y'all have
For a
killed
while.
a lot of our fucking people.
We have? Oh, that's interesting. And
You say we've got a revenge problem, Zarut, but
Yes. Well. Is there anything else you'd like to just inform us of before we finish this meeting?
I mean, no, at this point, I'm pretty certain I'm heading for the grave, but
well, we could always resurrect you afterwards and ask you some more questions.
You can do that.
oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Wouldn't it just?
Make a quick hearsay or history check for me. Anybody
Sure.
who's interested. It's to do with Dwagar history.
24.
Culture.
Still concentrating on this spell, so.
From
That-
like the threat of necromancy just doesn't seem to be bothersome to her, and you have heard stories that the Dwagar have a love. Their first love is slavery. Their second love is necromancy, and raising the dead to be slaves for them. So she's unfazed by necromancy. Now, if you've got any more questions, I'd like to get on with the rest of my day.
There was just one from me, if you don't mind, Captain.
No, please, of course.
You mentioned a meeting you had to go to. Should we go and give them your apologies for not turning up?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you went after Kashin.
Oh, it was with what's his name? Mr. Twat Bollocks, yes, him.
Mr. Fat Bollocks.
Yes.
I don't remember meeting him.
Well, we haven't met him yet, I don't think, Mr. Lack. But I think this was who she was going to... Is this who you were meeting with? Kaishun. So we should
Does
go
your
and-
pet talk around in circles like this all the time, Zarut?
Oh, yes, he's very interesting. Just Kingston. Again, when might we find him if we wanted to just cash in on quarantine here?
Up north. Yeah.
Up north? That's
more
not
specifically...
From what Kashin said, and to be honest, I don't know why I'm telling you this. I just can't be asked today. From what Kashin said, we would deal with Orala, the cult would deal with Marquez, and Kingston would deal with Karn. Can't take over the pirates as one entity. Need three to deal with all three of them.
Very interesting.
Is she telling the truth?
You can make an insight check.
So, sorry, the blades were dealing with what?
Orala.
Blades were dealing with Orala.
So 19 insight.
19.
I don't think it can beat that. 17 from me.
Okay. You both think she's being truthful. And Aldous, you get the sense that she's pretty much given up, and if betraying Kaishin a little bit gives her the chance of freedom, she's gonna take it.
So it was the blades of Orala, Kingston with Khan, and what was the other one, sorry?
Cult with
Cult.
Marquez.
Yes.
Would our 10-minute spell be up about now?
Yeah, I'd say that your 10-minute spells would be done
Okay,
about now.
So, Lack, Zarut, Quarantine, Birkin, and Balkin all received 23 hit points.
How many?
23.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Any for Ingrid?
Strangely, no. So obviously you'll see Eyeless is wreathed in white fire, and you'll just see sort of the fire shrink to a single ball, expand out into sticks, and then zip over, and sort of just bathe the recipients.
Clerics really do just like to make a show of it. Like,
Darling, don't be jealous.
magic ain't impressive.
Am I
Don't-
allowed to ask one more question, Captain?
Don't be
Yes.
jealous.
So, we know, as you've told us, that they're dealing with Marquez and Khan. However, do you know where they're dealing with them?
Up north and down south.
She's really
Where the
descriptive, isn't she? That's what I like about her.
gods are operating from.
But can you like zone in on that up north and down south,
No,
or is it just? Can I kill it now, Captain?
Have
I'm
Any-
Kaishun's left hand. I don't deal with these nutters. I just make sure that the blue blades are going to come on top.
have any of your captains encountered Captain Melody recently?
Not familiar. Sorry.
Well, you'd know the ship if you saw it.
I'm sure.
You know why Kingston wants me?
Don't know. He just really wants you dead. The bounty is specifically dead only. By the
Correct.
way.
Did you give him blue balls?
Aldrich
He
reaches out.
wishes.
Aldrich reaches out, stabs Quarantine through the throat.
Roll the attack if you are.
No, I'm joking. The looks on everybody's faces like, fuck, he probably would.
Yeah, sitting there going, so is this a joke or is this genuine? I'm genuinely unsure because
Yes,
it's
I
Aldrich.
was like, is.
To be fair,
It would have been even funnier if your invoke duplicity had lasted long enough for you to have that go up and just stab Quarantine, but not do anything.
I wouldn't
it
do
was
that.
kind of
Aldrich
considering for a
would,
second
not me.
ago. Yeah, that would be very Aldrich type like behaviour.
I was 50,000 gold.
I really wants Quarantine dead.
Apparently so. I think we need to go relieve him of some of his money at least.
So you used your spell instead to duplicate quarantine. Sorry, pretend to be dead, and then we hand you in for
Yep.
the bounty.
Absolutely. Disguise self as Quarantine. Be dead.
If you handed in 2 Quarantines, you get 100,000.
I mean, that's a good idea.
Worth a try.
100,000 gold, Captain. We should definitely do this.
Get up to 2 for that.
Are y'all killing me or leaving me to my devices or?
Well, Ingrid, I genuinely appreciate your honesty in this conversation.
Do I go?
But I can't just let you go. However, death is too good for you. Klein,
Okay.
take her hands and her tongue, and then release her.
Righto. And so Klein goes to around the back of her and snaps her wrists, and then cuts off
I'll
the
say
hand.
that as she's bound, make an athletics check as she's going to struggle to try and get away. Hearing that,
Can hands be regrown in D&D?
non-natural 20.
Captain, I must protest. If you're going to kill her, just get it over with and give her head to Aldrich.
Death's too good for her.
she screams in pain as Klein breaks her wrists.
And
Are you
then
perhaps, though,
Am I getting any
Captain,
pings?
only making a problem
Um,
for ourselves later down the line?
you are quarantined. There is a ping from on one of her hands, a ring that she is wearing. There's a ping from the armor that she has underneath her robe, and a ping from one of the boxes up on the cliff behind you.
Captain, I
She
understand.
has a magic ring and a magic armor, so make sure you take that from her.
I understand why you want to do this, but if they
Oh,
had-
sure. Take my hands, take my tongue, take my clothes, and leave me naked in a cave.
if they do find her, they have people with powerful magic who will regenerate her hands. regenerate her other bits. He will
Oh.
come back.
Cashin don't trust casters. I'm the highest ranking mage in his organization.
Klein goes round to the front of her now and puts one hand on her chin to keep it open.
She's desperately trying to keep her mouth shut, trying to avoid you bang out her tongue. So another athletics check. You're going
Okay.
to try and force her.
You roll when you're arguing your own moral standing.
22.
22. Yep, you're able to force her mouth open.
And then gets her tongue with his other hand to pull it out as if he's going to do it, and then just bangs her jaw up.
Oh. Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
4.
4. Holy shit. She had 5 hit points.
Oh,
Yeah, her tongue is severed and she's bleeding and she's just staring daggers at you, Zarut. He kind of coughs the blood.
Despite my squeamish face, Zarut is keeping more enjoyment.
Quarantine's going, yes, magical items, let's look for those, and just going wandering around the cavern.
Falcon will say,
Kirk
put your head forward, not back. It helps.
and Eyeless, this is a bit...
Eyeless has moved back to the entrance of the cavern. He will not be party to this. He's given his objections. They haven't been listened to. The captain is the captain.
You're muted, Kirkin.
Captain, I don't believe you have answered my query about creating later concerns.
It'll be fine.
Well, Captain, we could, of course, just take her with us. Tie her to the mast. I believe old school pirates used to do that sort of thing. With a prisoner that was too valuable to let go, but too interesting to kill.
Does everybody object to leaving her alive?
I mean, I'll kill her.
I think, Captain, if you leave her alive, there's a chance she'll come back for you again.
They make a very good point, Captain.
Kill her and be done with it.
I thought we were good pirates, Captain.
And good pirates kill bad people.
Mr. Lack, please kill her.
Aye, Captain. And I'll just drop down with a dagger straight to the top of her head.
She, upon hearing that command, she just goes still to let you put her out of her misery. She lies cold and dead on the floor.
May I, Captain?
No. Didn't enjoy that as much as I thought I would.
It's not so much enjoyment, Captain, but necessity.
So, fun fact, I actually do keep track of what I call affinity in this for the captain and his crew. This is affinity to the 3 main pirate gods. You just got a lot of points towards Marquaz just there.
For the kill or the torture?
For the torture.
I will hack her head off and add it
Easily
to my
done.
belt.
Okay.
But he's not
You
going to be able
now
to talk
have-
with it tongue.
You now have 4 skulls, do you? Because did you take the skull from the other captain?
I thought it was 3.
I've only got 3. I've got Remy.
Dragonborn one.
You got Remy, the half-orc. Do you have the Dragonborn?
Don't know. Did we recover the body?
You did recover the body.
Then yes, I would have taken that as well.
Okay, so you've got 4.
Are you going to be able to walk soon with all these heavy skulls hanging from your belt? Especially if they're made of gold.
We'll have to pickle
She
them
would've-
so they shrink.
Mr.
Yeah.
Lack, Orala gives me strength to carry gold for her.
I see.
He'll have to make himself a special
She-
harness, like a
For-
head on his shoulder.
For the record, she
Didn't
would
they
have
all just
mentioned
have
that
dandruff?
one's name as being Kernix.
What was that, PM? Sorry.
Because she mentioned Remy, half orc whose name I've definitely remembered. Jornar, Remy Jornar Kernix would have been the name she mentioned about those 3 captains. You have the head of Diamond. You have the head of Ingrid Diamond Braid.
Can I go after Eyeless? He's walked off.
So Remy, Jornar,
Remy, Jornar, and Kernix. Do you want spellings first?
Oh, wow, man.
wow,
That was very loud.
triumphant music.
That's a loud one.
Sounds like he's got HDVs driving past the house tooting the horns.
So I'm going to walk away from this grisly affair and be on the lookout for anything that pings magical I can take.
As I've after Aldrich has chopped the head off, I would remove the ring that was pointed out as being magical and strip off the armor as well.
Okay.
I don't care. That's my job. And whatever that other thing that was pointed out was magical, I'd go and gather that up, ready for.
I think Quarantine was already on her way to that.
Oh, right, okay. So I'll
Aye.
just get those two and wait for Quarantine to come back so she can do her business.
So, if I find Eyeless, I'll go up to him. That didn't feel right. We were supposed to be good pirates, and they seem to enjoy that.
I disagree with the torture. If we're going to kill them, then just kill them and get it over with. It's not what we're about. But I fear the captain may indulge more in his behavior because these are the people that betrayed him, and we can
Yeah.
understand why he wants to do it, but also object.
I didn't say anything, though. It all happened really fast, and then she was dead. But, yeah. Oh well. I suppose we were just following orders.
We haven't had much time for us recently. How are you doing?
I was a snake.
I know, you did very well.
I was a bridge as well.
Yes, I...
And do you want to know the funniest thing?
What?
I was both at the same time.
Do you want me to call you Bridgekin now?
It's not my name, though.
Have another inspiration if you've not got one at the
Don't
moment,
use it.
Dan. You don't use them. Yeah.
Give me one then. I could have used it earlier.
And Alice will just start to laugh and sort of just pull Malkin into it like a big hug.
Yeah, I'd, like proper like hug.
Yeah.
And as I'm hugging, I will wild shape into an octopus.
I imagine that Ilis has experienced that a few times.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And Alice will just sort of like embrace Malkin. I love you too, old friend.
I'll wild shape out. Yeah, I know. This just feels weird.
Yes, but we'll stick together, and
Oh.
we can overcome anything, can't we?
Yeah. I really fancy some fish.
We'll get you some as soon as we get out of here.
Are we going back to the ship now?
I believe so. I don't believe there's much more to be had here.
Come on, let's go back to the others.
Can you help me try and loot these cretins here and search for some things?
Yeah, what am I looking for?
Anything, just take all the armor and everything off them.
I'll take everything.
Okay.
Basically, leave the naked Duego on the floor.
Oh, I suspect. I would imagine Balkan's bringing the body as well.
Even
'Cause
better.
that is included in
I-
everything.
I
Even
specified.
better,
I specified things. I didn't specify the bodies.
I will wild shape my final wild shape to turn into a horse, and you can just load me up with loot.
Cool.
Become like
Fair
a pack mule.
I'll say that through your investigations, you find that one went into the acid.
Is it perhaps
You find
Donkin?
Donkin.
Sorry.
I thought
couldn't help it.
Packpin.
280 gold coins.
Yep.
And 30 platinum coins amongst the various guards and mages. The two mages and the 3 guards. You're unable to find the 4th one. You just see this kind of lump of flesh dissolving in the acid.
What have we got? Any armor or weapons from them?
Yes. Give me a moment to get the stat block up, and I'll tell you what they had.
Okay.
I've been looking a while, just saying.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just. Where are they? Where is it? There we go. We got Stangard. That's the wrong one. Hang on. Sorry. D&D Beyond's being weird. Counters. They changed this stat block without me noticing. Or am I looking at the wrong one? Come on. Here we go. Okay. You find 3 short swords.
Yep.
6 javelins.
Yeah.
3 shields. 3 lots of chainmail. And you don't really find anything much of worth on the 2 mages. Some components and pouches. Yeah. And you bring it under Quarantine's aura, and none of it is magical. Quarantine. As you wander to this source of magic in the crates on the upper ledge, you see inside what seems to be some kind of metal object that is glowing with strong conjuration magic. It's be kind of like made of a dark steel.
I will grab it and check all the other boxes in case there's anything non-magical but valuable. But just do like a circuit looking for anything that pings.
As you pull it out, the metal kind of unfolds a bit and it kind of catches you off guard. You kind of set it out and it's a very large folding brazier. You check the rest of the crates and everything else is just rock samples, chunks of non-magical sulfur, appears to be various spell components that aren't really worth much. Everything else has been pretty much cleared out. You get the sense that this was a last-ditch experiment before they left to go and join the Blue Blades again.
So yeah, just do a lap. Make sure nothing else pings.
Yeah, nothing else. The large crystal in the center kind of gives a little bit of magic, but
Yeah, stay as
it's
far away from that as
dimming.
I can while orbiting the entire circuit of the
it's
room.
starting to dim. So, and as I say, the ring and the armor that Ingrid had would be glowing.
Okay. Just these 3 items that are magical. Everything else is mundane, but can still fetch a price somewhere, I'm sure, or be of use on board. When we get back to the ship, I'll have a proper look at these items, but I'm exhausted, in all honesty, Captain.
I think we all are. Quarantine. If we're done here, let's get back.
Okay. So, you head on back through the tunnels in the mine.
I'm assuming Aldrich is hugging his gold.
Yes, though I believe that other people are having to carry it for him.
Oui.
You travel through the mine. You travel back up the lift. As you're going, you notice that the sulfur crystals that were glowing have started to dim. Obviously, whatever ritual Ingrid had been performing down here was kind of causing the sulfur to energize and grow unstable. Continue out. You find that pool of acid that you had to swim through before has drained to barely even an inch high. The little cavern that Aldris had swum through having collapsed. You eventually make your way outside, travel through the jungle. And a few hours later, it's starting to get to kind of late afternoon, evening as you reach the shipyard, and you see the Elusive Tide still docked and awaiting your return. That will move us back to the world map.
Behold the PM not wanting us to get stuck in that sodding pool for another 2 hours.
Yeah, I debated about having you
Backtrack.
deal with it, but I thought, nah.
It was torture enough the first time for you, was it?
Yeah, and torture enough in that moment. So you arrive back on the deck of the ship, and probably the first thing that happens is an audible gasp, and Proshka's eyes just widen massively as she sees the boulder of gold being brought on board.
If you can
Oh,
help
Proshka.
get to the hold, Proshka, please.
Yeah, right away. And Kent.
Be very careful with that. He has a propensity to disappear. I'm holding you personally responsible for it not disappearing.
Kent steps over and says, Captain, I trust everything went well. We've not had much happen.
Good. Yes, I think looks at boulder of gold. The boulder. Golder?
The Golder.
Yeah. I think it went better than expected.
Indeed. Did you find Kaishan?
No. We did, however, find his top-level mage, Ingrid. She's dead now.
Associate of yours previously? Actually, hang on. Trying to remember if you actually mentioned to Kent about being in the Blue Blades. I know you've mentioned it to the party. I don't know if you mentioned it to the other officers, being Kent. And
I probably wouldn't mind Kent knowing.
Okay.
So I'm happy for us to say that he knows.
He'll kind of nod and quietly say, "Associate of yours, previous." I see.
It's-
So, where are we off to now, Captain?
Skywatch as fast as possible.
And he'll kind of, seeing kind of the look on your face, kind of go into getting the crew to start sending the ship and
Captain?
start sailing.
A word, if I may.
I was about to say the same thing. My office.
You head into your office and there's a kind of, and you see Orkana had been sat in there, kind of. Sorry, Captain. I'll make my way out.
That's fine. Everything okay?
Yes. Proshka was following me for a while, so I came in here.
It's
She
quite
kind of gives a slight
We still
courtesy
have,
to you, Quarantine, as she makes her way out.
we still have 2 of those fruits, don't we?
Yes, you do.
Hmm.
So Orkana leaves the 2 of you to alone in the captain's quarters.
What's going on, Captain?
I know I went too far. That was...
I'll stay. I didn't want to say anything in front of the rest of the crew, but
I appreciate that.
I can understand your anger and your frustration. And trust me, when it comes to Kingston, I want to be the one to end him. But we don't torture people. That's not who we are.
Yes. I know.
Anything like that ever happens again, then it's going to be an issue between you and I.
Well, I don't think there's need to make threats.
Not so much a threat as a promise.
She was there when Kaishun betrayed me. She watched. She helped it happen. And it just... I tried to remain calm. And that just... It just came out callous.
Believe me when I say I understand.
I know you do. And I'm sure when we finally get to take Kingston down for you and you get to kill him, you'll be a better person than I will in that moment. Than I was.
I hope I do. But if I don't, I want you to stop me.
And same when we get to Kaishun.
I'll hold up my hand.
Yeah, shake it.
Deal.
I hope this was just getting it out of my system and that I'm now ready for Kaishun and that I can just kill him and be done with it. But
We can't carry on down this path. Our fear would not allow it.
We all need some rest. I appreciate your counsel as ever, First Mate. I appreciate your friendship and your discretion in this.
I know I'm not usually to be the one that's the most discreet on board, but in things that really matter. You know you can talk to me, don't you?
I was truthful when I said I was about to say that outside. You said a quick word. I was about to say, First Mate, a word, please. I was going to talk to you.
We've known each other a long time, you and I.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully for a long time more.
I'll leave you to rest now, Captain.
Thank you. Get out. I love you. Leave.
Quarantine, as you leave, you see Orkana kind of milling outside.
She won't leave you alone.
No. Roshka's fine. She seems distracted.
Yes, a big lump of gold will do that to Proshka.
Is the captain
the only
okay?
thing that she sees. Sorry?
Is the captain okay? He seemed a little tense.
I hope so. Time will tell.
That's good to know. You spend so much time inside someone's head, you know?
I'm not sure what horrors are in my head. Keep an eye on him for me, Orkana, and if anything concerns you, let me know.
She blushes a little bit before kind of realising what you meant. Yes, of course.
Anyway, you need to keep an eye on him. And I'll just smile.
She stammers and resumes kind of milling about outside the captain's quarters. Okay, what are the rest of you up to? Ilas, Kirkin, Aldris?
Obviously, we could be in combat at any time, so as much as Ilas wants to shrug out of his armour and do certain things, he won't. But he'll re-chalk the circle in the hold.
Yep.
And he will sort of take the large moonstone on the top of his staff and just sit as he always does, with it between his hands.
Make a spellcasting check, a faith check, basically. Wisdom.
Do I have confidence to this or?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 16. 21.
21. Okay. You kind of find some solace in kind of the ritual, and you get a sensation that Alai believes you did all you could. She understands that tempers run high and that people are people.
Yeah. And he will have attempted to communicate that he should have done more, but the route is his captain.
He is understanding and gentle.
Just sort of bask in the light for a while. So anybody that came into the hold would just see him sort of sat with this moonstone in his hand, quite low, but there's a sort of veil of silver over his eyes.
I probably would have done at some point after speaking to the captain, gathering up all the magical items, and then going to see Mirakai, who's in the hold. So.
Okay. You go down, and Mirakai is softly sleeping in the in their bit of the hold.
I'll sort of take a seat next to Mirakai, sort of lean up against him, but inquisitively look at Eyeless a little bit before trying to identify these new items. But if I see Eyeless stir, I would stop to have a word. But I don't want to interrupt him while he's doing his thing.
I imagine Eyeless's ritual goes on for a long time. Lost cameras on a bunch of people there.
Everyone's
No.
fine,
On my
apart from
end.
James for
I'll
me.
reload it. It's all good. I lost Vidiash and Martin there. Right. So you're identifying the items, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've got the ring and the armor.
And the
ring, the
brazier.
armor, and
Brazier.
the brazier. It's not a. The ring is a ring of acid resistance. Kind of handy when you're handling sulfur.
That would have been helpful.
Yeah, shame you got it after the acid dungeon. The armor is plate armor +1.
Cool.
And the folding brazier is a brazier of sulfurous coals. As you kind of identify it, similar to other items you may have seen in your travels that are these basins or sensors for controlling elementals. They can summon an elemental, use them to fight, but this one seems experimental and not quite necessarily finished. It functions, but I've just looked at it and seen that it says summon a tooltip not found. Wonderful. Yeah, it's because I'm tooltipping to a homebrew. So the way this one works is that you could use an action to set it up, and then with a further action, you could burn 300 gold pieces worth of ruby in the brazier, and it would summon what is known as a stable sulfur elemental, which is a homebrewed monster stat block. It summons it for an hour, and while summoned this way, you can use a bonus action to command its movement and action. But it cannot move more than 30 feet away from where the brazier is set, and it almost takes up a full space. You can move through that space, but it will be in a particular location. And the monster you should be able to hopefully find in extras and stuff. It's an elemental that deals acid and fire damage in varying amounts. You may find the long-ranged fiery explosion attack interesting. But yes, those are the items you have. So whilst Quarantine is doing that, Aldris, where are you at the moment?
I think Aldris will go below decks and check on the gold. Just in case it's, mysteriously vanished again. Because it happened once, it could happen again.
You go below decks, you can see Eyeless doing his ritual for a lie.
Not interested in that.
You can see the door that Quarantine's behind with
Not
that
interested in
strange
that.
serpent in it. You find the gold. It's very shiny.
It is.
And you hear that, you feel that tingle in the back of your head. I think I'm back. Aldris?
Hello. You disappeared for a while.
Yes. Some very strange things have been happening.
Interesting.
You notice that her voice doesn't sound as though it's muffled by water anymore.
Are you in a different place?
Yes,
You sound
actually.
different.
It would seem that you've all made good on your deals. So you could have that pact complete. But I thought we'd keep our little arrangement.
By all means, what's one more
interesting.
voice into the cacophony of many?
Yes, I was going to ask about that, actually. Who was that?
Who was what, sorry?
There was another voice in here. Called
Yes.
himself Alderanis.
No idea.
He forced me out quite viciously.
Right,
He's gone at the moment.
okay. Don't know who
We've
that
maintained
is, sorry.
our contact. Interesting. So I think I recognised him.
Did you now?
Yes. But can't talk for long. This lovely hunky dragon is taking me to go see the Queen again. Hopefully.
The beloved Orala. Please, tell her, and I'll look directly at the gold. Tell her what we found.
Oh, yes, that is magnificent, isn't it?
It is rather, isn't it? Now, I'm not
Toodles.
sure the captain will... Ah, she's gone. I would just sort of pat the gold and make my way up to the deck of the ship and sit somewhere and just rest. Because obviously I don't
Kirkin.
sleep, I just rest.
Kirkin, Klein, Black, Balkan, anything you guys are doing?
I'll just go up to the fly's nest and have a snooze.
Is the ship
Okay.
moving out of the dockyard?
Yes, it is. It is.
Klein will just be on the bow of the ship, and will be looking south.
Looking south? Make a perception check then.
My question is, everything was on the map. Do we know the map? What we've got?
Yes, you have a large sea map.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't give. It probably gives as much detail as this actual map has. Like only really showing like major settlements for the pirates, as well as like the major cities within the different continents.
So I wouldn't know that Marquez's Den is where Marquez's Den is marked in.
You would know where that is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll be as they're coming out of the port. We'll be more looking at that way, southeast, as we look at the map.
As you look, you can just about see quite far on the horizon, just the slight dark jagged shape of the Isle of Darkholm.
I've got an 18 on the perception, just looking out there.
Beyond that,
yeah.
you kind of look out. You just see kind of like grey skies above. It's a somber evening.
Yeah, and then we'll just contemplate on potentially where more Khan could be.
You'd have an unreasonable assumption that he's probably in Khan's throne.
Yeah.
His major settlement. Those three settlements, Orala's Tomb, Khan's Throne, and Marquez's Den, are kind of like pirate cities, as they were. Orala's Tomb is the largest. Marquez's Den is more akin to a town, but Khan's Throne is a decently sized settlement as well. Whereas the shanties are a little bit smaller, a little bit more ramshackle, less permanent.
And we'll just be in thought of where those two places are, and then also potentially, as Ingrid mentioned, Skywatch and Kaishun being there, just rerun the dream sequence in his head.
Yeah. You can make a history or a hearsay if you want to know anything about Skywatch. Maybe stuff I've already mentioned, but...
Ooh, natural 20.
Natural 20, what's the total?
History for 24.
History for 24, okay. You would know Skywatch, and you're pretty certain it was what you saw in your vision, based on all of these events. Because it's kind of a shanty that is run a bit like Deephorn is. It's run by the Bronzeborn angels that have kind of flown down from their flying city above. And they kind of have an agreement with the pirates to basically say, don't come near our lands, we will blow up any ship that comes near. Consider this our peace offering, as it were. We're going to work with you here. You know that it's generally favoured towards Orala, and the angels are a bit... They find Marquaz to be a bit distasteful.
Yeah.
With how they are. But beyond that, yeah. And you know it is to the northwest.
With all of that coming back to my brain, my memories, and obviously focusing on that dream sequence I had.
That was broken. Sorry.
Does it make sense
So,
of why Kai Shun potentially had that glowing heart?
You're not sure. You can make a religion check for me.
Cool. Don't think this is going to go good unless it's another natural 20. It's not too bad. 16.
16. You're not entirely sure. But it wasn't glowing, it was golden.
Golden, yeah.
You suspect that the imagery is to be... You need to decipher it more, and perhaps you need to just get involved and
yeah.
experience it.
Yeah, and he'll stay up there for another hour or so. Just looking out on the bow as the ship travels, and then head back to his quarters.
Kirkin, Balkan, are you two up to anything?
Yes. Going out to the kitchen first of all. Removing my little lizard babby from the fuzz, set him down, trying to figure out what he eats, and then help him get his ship legs.
Yeah, it kind of like wobbles a little bit, kind of as the ship kind of rocks as it slowly gets used to it. It seems very intent on returning to the fur.
Yes, but first meals, snacks.
For its meals, it seems kind of interested in everything that you offer it. It snaps up meat very quickly, though. Sharp teeth.
That's grand. And then I will turn it into fur so I don't have to worry about setting up a leash so it doesn't fall overboard.
Yeah, it kind of like happily kind of jumps in, and you kind of feel that it's got these little claws that it's using to kind of grip onto the fur and kind of climb about you. It kind of finds a part kind of nestled kind of on your shoulder against your neck on your back that it's kind of snoozing in.
Nice surprise for the next person who gets close to Kirkin.
Anything else you wish to do?
No.
Vulcan?
What time of day is it?
It's kind of like early, approaching late evening.
I will stay on the deck.
Or mid-evening, as it were.
When the sun sets, I will stay out until the moon comes out. And then I will flip on my back and watch the moon. So I'm on my shell. And then when I want to go to sleep, I'll just retreat into my shell. After staring at the moon for a bit. It's been a day. I've been 3 different animals.
Yeah. And that's a lot. A lot of animals. It's at least 3. Okay.
There's just a couple more things, if I may.
Yeah.
After I've identified the stuff, I would leave it in the hold near Mirakai for now. I'll talk to the captain about it in the morning. I think we've had a bit of a day for that. I'd go and make a tribute to Alcea, find a feather somewhere on deck, and
Yep.
just sort
Kind
of
of
cast my eyes up to the sky.
Cast your
and
eyes
do
up
like
to
little
the sky and
little prayer and a
of
little
let-
apology.
as you do that, the feather kind of gets picked up by a blue breeze of wind and kind of spirals up into the sky. Feels like a good omen. Alcir is guiding the ship.
I would
The wind is at your back.
take the... Oh, who would be the best person? I get Orkana and go to Branwen.
So, and just before you do that, Captain, there is a knock at your door as you are kind of sitting and resting.
Come in.
It kind of, the door creaks a little bit open. Captain, sorry,
I know.
Orkana.
No, just come in.
She kind of steps in. Is everything okay? You seemed a little stressed. Quarantine said it was not to be worried about, but
It's been a long and odd day.
I can understand that. It's the world is difficult, but yeah.
It's always,
I spent.
It's always nice to see you, though.
Thank you. I spent so long inside your head. It's so weird. You know?
Yes. I have been trying to give you space since you...
Yes, it's
given
been...
the body. I didn't want to impose at all, given the nature of our relationship before.
Yes, yeah. It's been interesting adjusting. The sky looks so different. The stars are all in different places.
Never considered that. Yes.
And this might come across as a little bit suspect, but there were never anybody like you with the horns in my time.
Nobody was horny.
And people like Broshka and Nuxia, these dragons.
Dragons, yes.
I vaguely, one of my memories have been slowly returning, but one of my old compatriots on the Mage Council, I was on a Mage Council, I think. He was hang on, just looking for the note on it. He talked about these dragons all the time. Orlon.
Yes.
Laurentius, that was it.
I think we come across some work of his before we met the Sphinx that gave you
Right.
a body. I believe we... Yes. He talked of dragons, and it was odd to see dragons spoke about in a research kind of way.
Yes.
Not much was known about them.
There's no such thing in my time. You know?
I've never met one or seen one, but
Outside of Bethsaida.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Apologies. Yes, I've only met one, but they are around.
Yes. The world is so different. Captain, would you mind if I spend the evening here?
I would be honoured.
He is beet red.
Should I lock the door?
Yeah. And as you lock the door, I will fade to black.
Fade to Barry White.
Fade to Barry White. We'll pick up with what you were going to be doing in the morning quarantine as you find Organa is nowhere to be found, and the captain's door is locked.
With a sock on the handle.
And Proshka has notably taken a few steps forwards. So, and you could probably gauge at what that means.
Oh. Okay. Another night, another time. Okay, I will worry about the fruit tomorrow, but just before I end, go back to the hold where Mirakai and Ilis are.
Yeah.
See if Ilis is still doing his thing.
You still mid-ritual, Ilis?
He would probably basically it's almost like a switch. You just see sort of his eyes clear and go back to the normal sort of violet hue. And
I'm sorry.
Sort of the silver glow from the runes will just fade away.
I'm sorry.
What for?
What happened with Ingrid? I don't want anything like that to happen again.
I disagree with his actions. I voiced my disagreement with the actions, but he is my captain. And I have signed on to his crew. He has graciously given me a home on this ship to allow me to fulfill my purpose in assisting Mr. Klein in his duties to our in insisting with his duties that are important. And yes,
I've voiced my concerns, and we agreed that we will not let each other come to that point again.
Well, I am glad that you were able to do that. I've pushed my luck once before with the sword, and he'll pull out the gold encased devourer blade.
I've asked this of the captain, but I'll ask it of you as well. If there's ever an occasion where you think that I've gone too far, please tell me.
I will do my best. That's all I can do. I'm lucky that the Great Mother saw that I tried my best, and she understands that he is my captain.
Well,
But
Blimey,
I just
James
wanted
Black.
to...
We have a James.
Black is no longer hiding.
But we are not torturers. We are not run-of-the-mill cretins who rob people for fun. Yes, we're pirates. Well, you all are pirates. I'm beginning to learn a little bit of love for this life. But you have never spoken how
Whoa!
That was a loud noise.
That was very loud, James.
none of you have ever struck me as particularly evil people, as the wanton cretins that we're hunting. So I will give things the benefit of the doubt on this occasion, but I do believe that we need to support the captain when it comes to his confrontation with Kai Shun. because his need and thirst for vengeance may overcome his better sensibilities.
Well, I just want to assure you that as long as I am here, I will endeavour to make sure it never happens again.
Well, we'll see, but he is the captain by the end of the day, and we can voice our... I was always taught that we can voice our displeasure with the captain's actions, but essentially, when we're on the deck of this ship, his word is law.
I understand that, but I am not afraid to step up if I feel I need to. This has been my home a lot longer than it's been his, and I will not see it crumble.
We will keep him on his path. I can spare a bit of attention.
Well, I just
But-
wanted you to know.
I appreciate it, but we'll be fine. We'll get through. And I understand it was resolved anyway. So, and Mr. Aldris has a new skull for his collection.
I don't even have words.
Last you'd seen, her hair had been slowly turning into gold.
There's definitely more to Aldris than meets the eye.
Oh, plenty, but where's your sense of adventure? Where's your joy of the unknown?
I save that for my personal life.
I suppose there's not really much unknown for you at this point.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I will bid you good night. I need to rest. Despite having that lovely fruit, I am rather tapped, and I need to be at my best if we are going to stop.
Stage Skywatch.
Yes.
Thank you, Ilis. Good night.
And he'll sort of walk, sort of glide past there, but he'll stop with just a sort of hand on the shoulder. Don't worry, darling. We'll keep them all out of trouble. And then just glide away.
And as Ilis glides away too, and all of you slowly find your rest, that is where we will finish for today.
Yay!
Did we level up?
And no,
What?
not quite.
What? Big boss battle?
You know exactly when you're leveling up.
I don't know.
But yes, and I will have to take the potential crew recruit of Ingrid Diamond Braid and destroy it.
Well,
Because I had written that up, potentially thinking you might, but alas, I got dark.
I never considered bringing her aboard.
She got a stiletto through the
What?
top of her skull.
You never considered that I'd be so fucking disgusting by doing that.
Yeah, fucking hell, that was.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I think sort of there's several members of the crew that are unquestionably loyal and would do whatever they're told.
Oh, yes.
Black
It does
Klein.
help you're an
Aldris.
emotionless insectoid.
Yeah.
I mean, Quarantine is loyal, but she also is not going to stand around and while
I
things
mean-
are happening that she does not agree with.
didn't
Yes,
sound
but
like
I'm
it. Sounded like mutiny to me.
Yeah, I did specify unquestioningly loyal.
Yeah.
It's logic more than anything else.
Yeah.
There's an enemy there. You want to, if you leave the enemy alive, then that enemy,
Yeah.
especially after they've had their tongue cut out, is going to hate you even more. Is going to do everything in their power to come back and kill you.
And I was absolutely making plans for her to have gotten in contact and gotten some metal hands sorted to return as a potential future villain, but alas, I can only do that so many times.
Quarantine also waited to voice her concerns in a private setting, and it wasn't like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Blah, 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 blah. It was like, "Yeah, I'm not sure that was like. I don't want that to happen again. Please assure me that that's not going to happen again."
Yeah, but I can say
Revenge is such and such, and Zroot's been through some stuff.
Oh, I know.
he's
But
seen some shit.
But she's been through some stuff too. And
The thing is,
her feelings about Kingston are pretty similar to his feelings about Kaishun.
I'm a
Thing is,
barbarian. Of course, I'm going to do something like that. Come
yeah,
on.
well, I know if I gave the order, it would happen. I mean, most of the time, well, all the time, characters are in some way rooted in a personality trait of mine that you can kind of tap into. It's fairly obvious and common. And then sometimes you have to do things so antithetical to who I am, but make sense to the character in the moment, that I feel like shit because I've done a horrible thing.
Yes.
That doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Yes, you have.
Yeah,
Yes,
you do
you
a horrible thing and you get laid. What the hell?
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
It happened a few times within Ascara as well, and they just have to take it slow and just say it.
I can't do evil. It's tricky for me.
No, I can't do evil.
They have to be unrepentantly.
Yeah.
They have to
You
be
don't get to say that you're
unrepentantly evil
DM.
for me.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be worse. You could have killed loads of,
I've
giants and a dragon.
toyed with other characters that are on the other side of the compass, and sort of the black dragon was an element of it the other day. Tanis from Nat's campaign was another one as well.
Yeah,
but
I think the cruelest character I've done was Rain from Nat's campaign, and she had to be.
Yeah, half of you are
reined
evil
in.
bastards.
Well, yeah,
I was lovely Minotaur, thank you.
Yes, you were.
That's why I said half of you.
We will hear no
You were
slander
the bestest Minotaur. You were the bestest Minotaur.
Yeah,
No.
the bestest.
Hey, don't be mean about Kirkham.
Molt was not evil.
He's just following his nature.
He was a chaos gremlin.
Molt was a lizard.
Molt.
Yeah.
He was a chaos gremlin.
Yeah.
Molt loved Nezra very much.
Oh,
The only
hang
person
on.
allowed to
I
kill
think
Nezra was Molt.
Do I still have it? Hang on.
But
I've
I think
posted all the bloody time. I think I've still got it. Hang on.
From an objection point of view, Eyeless would have openly objected, and it would have. But it's kind of warring with his loyalty to the captain and his moral compass. So,
If Quarantine wanted the top job, she would have had the top job.
Well,
yeah, he voiced his objections and then walked away to allow them to do as they please.
Top job, bottom job. Anyway.
We know Quarantine's a top.
A
yes.
switch when the mood takes her.
That artwork is the best.
Right, thanks all.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you all, guys.
Indeed.
Thank you, everybody.
We
See
are,
you all
we are going
on
to end our stream. We will be
Tuesday.
back on Sunday for the investigators. In a
Oh, I hope not the Elusive Tide.
And then the Elusive Tide on Tuesday. See, I know what I'm talking about. So,
Yeah, probably.
if you liked it, great. We love you. You're fantastic. If you didn't like it, well, off you